Hello everyone! Welcome to Lesson 33 Grammar Explanation. Before proceeding to this video, make sure to watch the Lesson 33 vocabulary video on our YouTube channel so that you will understand the words that we will use for today's lesson. では、始めましょう。すみません。写真を撮らないでください。
ダメですか？
はい、あそこに撮影禁止と書いてあります。
撮影禁止？どういう意味ですか？
撮影禁止は写真を撮るなという意味です。
そうですか。わかりました。すみません。
In this lesson, we will learn the imperative forms and the prohibitive forms of the verbs. Grammar point number 1, imperative and prohibitive forms of the verbs. So the imperative form of the verbs, or the mere kei, mere means command and kei is form, so imperative form. And the prohibitive form, also known as kinshi kei. Kinshi kei. Kinshi means prohibition. So how to create the imperative form of verbs and how to create the prohibitive form of the verbs. So I already made a video. So I already explained how to create the imperative form and the prohibitive form of the verbs on my lecture video. So please watch. Let's start from the group 1. So once again, if we remove the mas of the group 1 verbs, the last characters are E sound characters. Like in this table, the verbs iimasu, kakimasu, uyogimasu, dashimasu, tachimasu, asobimasu, nomimasu, and suwarimasu. If you remove the mas, the last characters are E sound characters. Now to conjugate them to mere kei or imperative forms, just change the E sound characters to E sound characters. So for example, the iimasu, ii, iye, iye. Next, kakimasu, kaki, kake, kake. And the verb uyogimasu, uyogi, uyoge. Dashimasu, dase. Tachimasu, tate. Asobimasu, asobe. Nomimasu, nome. Suwarimasu, suware. So these are the mere kei, or the imperative form of verbs. Now to form the kinshi kei of verbs, just change the E sound characters of the group 1 verbs to U sound characters and add na. So basically these are dictionary forms of verbs. So you already know how to conjugate the verbs to the dictionary form. Just add na. Okay? So for example, the verb iimasu, the dictionary form is iu plus na, iuna. Next, kakimasu, kaku, kakuna. Uyogu, uyoguna. So from the verb uyogimasu, to swim, uyoguna, don't swim. Next, the verb dashimasu, dasu, dasuna. Tachimasu, the dictionary form is tatsu, just add na, tatsuna. Asobimasu, asobuna. Nomimasu, nomu, nomuna. And the suwarimasu, the dictionary form is suwaru, just add na, suwaruna. So that is the kinshi kei, or the verbs used to prohibit someone from doing something. For the group 2 verbs, let's start from the mere kei. So the mere kei, just remove the mas and add ro. So just simply remove mas and add ro. So let's start from the verb yamimasu, yame, yamero, yamero. Next, demasu, dero. Mimasu, miro. Orimasu, oriro. And the kinshi kei of the group 2 verbs, just add na to their dictionary form. So the dictionary form of yamimasu is yamiru plus na, yamiruna. Demasu, deru, deruna. Mimasu, miru, miruna. And orimasu, a special verb, oriru, oriruna. For the group 3 verbs, let's start from the verb kimasu, means to come. The mere kei, remember the mere kei of kimasu is koi. Koi, come here, koi. And kuruna for the kinshi kei, kuruna, don't come, kuruna. Next, the verb shimas, the meirei or the imperative form of shimas is shiro. Shiro. For example, benkyou shiro. Benkyou shiro. Commanding someone to study. Next, suru. The kinshi kei. So, the dictionary form of shimas is suru. Just add na. Suru na. Now that you know how to conjugate the verbs to their imperative forms and prohibitive forms, let's know the uses of the imperative and prohibitive form of the verbs. So the imperative form is used when demanding that the listener perform a certain action, and the prohibitive form is used when demanding that the listener not perform a certain action. Since they sound strongly coercive, they are very seldom used at the end of a sentence and are used in speech almost exclusively by men. The imperative and prohibitive are used at the ends of sentences in the following types of situation. Number 1, they are used by men, senior in age or status to someone who is junior, by a parent to their child. So for example, hayaku nero. Hayaku nero. Go to bed immediately. And number 2, okoreru na. Okoreru na. So if you noticed, I have a strong tone because this is a strong command. So from the verb nemas, nero. And from the verb okoremas, to be late, okoreru na. Number 2, it is also used among male friends and is usually used with the particle yo at the end of the sentence to make it more or to make it soft. So for example, number 3, ashita uchie koiyo. Ashita uchie koiyo. And example number 4, amari nomunayo. Amari nomunayo. So just like the example number 3, asking the friend to come to his house. So in a strong invitation or a strong command, but to soften his tone or his voice, he add the particle yo. Come to my house tomorrow. Then, example number 4, amari nomunayo. Nomunayo. From the verb nomimas, to drink. Then nomuna, prohibiting someone to drink. Then amari, don't drink too much. Yo. So in this sentence, the person is showing concern to his friend. He's concerned about his friend. So he is prohibiting his friend to drink too much and he softens his voice with the particle yo. Nomunayo. Number 3, when giving instructions to a group of people in a place like a factory or during a fire, earthquake, or other emergency, when there is no time to be polite. But even in those cases, it is usually used only by men or senior in age or status. So example number 5, nigero. Nigero. From the verb nigemas, to escape. To escape. So in cases like emergencies like fire or earthquake, there's no time to be polite. So you can use the imperative form of verbs, nigero. And example number 6, erebeta o tsukau na. Erebeta o tsukau na. Don't use the lift. So in cases like fire or earthquake, it is dangerous to use the elevator. So you can say erebeta o tsukau na. There's no time to be polite because it's an emergency. So you can use the prohibitive form of the verb. So from the verb tsukaimasu, to use tsukau na. Don't use it. Number 4, when giving commands during group training, a school physical education lesson, club sports activities, and so on. So for example number 7, yasume. Yasume. And example number 8, yasumuna. Yasumuna. So for example, there is a training or club sports, the leaders say yasume. So a command with a strong tone or a command with authority. Yasume. From the verb yasumimasu, to take a rest, he said yasume, at ease. And yasumuna, don't slack, don't rest. Number 5 use of the imperative and prohibitive forms is when yelling encouragement at a sports event. Women sometimes also use these forms in such cases. So there are cases that women can use this form of the verbs. So for example, at a sport event. So number 9, gambare, gambare. So it can be used by women to cheer someone, to cheer, gambare, good luck or do your best. And number 10, makiruna, makiruna, don't lose, from the verb makimasu, to lose. And number 6, on traffic signs or in slogans, imperative forms and prohibitive forms are used. So they have brevity and impact. So for example number 11, tomare, tomare. And example number 12, hairuna, hairuna. Tomare from the verb tomarimasu. Tomarimasu means to stop. And the imperative form is tomare, tomare. Hairuna from the verb hairimasu. Hairuna, no entry or do not enter. So another type of imperative also is verb minus mas and add nasai. This is another type of imperative used by parent to their child or by a teacher to their student. So this sounds softer than the imperative form and the prohibitive form of the verb. And also this is usually used by women. So example number 13, benkyou shinasai, benkyou shinasai. So for example, a teacher to a student or a parent to their child. Benkyou shinasai, go and study. Benkyou shinasai. So once again, verb minus mas plus nasai. For example, a parent to their child commanding the child to eat. So from tabimasu plus nasai, tabe nasai. Grammar point number 3, nani nani to kaite arimasu and nani nani to yomimasu. So let's read example number 14. Ano kanji wa nanto yomun desu ka? Ano kanji wa, that kanji. Nanto yomun desu ka? It means what is the reading. So what is the reading of that kanji? How to read that kanji? So from the verb yomimasu, to read, to yomun desu ka? And example number 14, asoko ni tomare to kaite arimasu. So asoko ni, a place of existence, particle ni, asoko, particle ni. Tomare, so tomare is written over there. To kaite arimasu, it is written. So just remember these phrases, the to yomun desu and the to kaite arimasu. So to reply this number 14, so for example, there is a kanji that is tachi iri kinshi. So you can say, ano kanji wa tachi iri kinshi to yomimasu. Grammar point number 4, x wa y to iu imi desu. This form is used when defining x. To iu comes from to iimasu. When inquiring as to the meaning of something, the interrogative do iu is used. So the y explains what x is all about. So for example number 16, the x is tachi iri kinshi. Tachi iri kinshi wa hairuna to iu imi desu. So once again, the to iu imi desu means it means. Okay, it means that. It means do not enter. Hairuna to iu imi desu. So tachi iri kinshi wa, the tachi iri kinshi, hairuna to iu imi desu. It means no entry. Example number 17, konomaku wa, kono x wa, konomaku wa do iu imi desu ka? So this is the interrogative do iu. So this is inquiring as to the meaning of something. What's the meaning of this mark? Konomaku wa do iu. The word imi means meaning. So do iu imi desu ka? What does this mean? What does this mark mean? Or the symbol? He said, sentakuki de arairu to iu imi desu. It means you can wash it with a machine, a washing machine. Sentakuki de. Grammar point number 5. Sentences. Sentences or plain form sentences to itte imashita. So the to imashita is used for quoting what someone said, while the to itte imashita is used for reporting what someone said. So once again, to imashita and to itte imashita. Quoting someone has said and reporting what someone said. So for example number 18, Tanaka-san wa ashita yasumimasu. So the word ashita yasumimasu, this is the exact sentence that Mr. Tanaka said. Then, to iimashita. Example number 19. Tanaka-san wa ashita yasumu to itteimashita. So this is the reporting what someone has said. So Mr. Tanaka said that he will take the day off tomorrow. So this is reporting what someone has said. So the difference between 18 and 19, the example number 18 is quoting what someone has said, repeating the words, the exact words. And example number 19, reporting or talking about what someone has said. So Mr. Tanaka, so example number 19, Mr. Tanaka said he is going or he would be taking the day off tomorrow. Grammar point number 6, sentences or plain form to chotaite itadakimasen ka. So this is used when the speaker is politely asking someone to pass a message to another person. So just like example number 20, bansang ni, so person ni, to Mr. Van. Ato de denwa o kudasai. So this is the message. Ato de denwa o kudasai. Please call me. To chotaite itadakimasen ka. So remember this pattern, person ni, then the message, then to chotaite itadakimasen ka. When you are asking someone politely to tell another person or to deliver a message. And example number 21, sumimasen ga watanabe-san ni ashita no party wa 6 時からだとchotaite itadakimasen ka. So this is the same with example number 20, but example number 21 is a plain form. It is in plain form. So Watanabe-san ni to Mr. Watanabe, and the message is ashita no party wa 6 時からだ. This is the plain form of 6 時からです. Then to chotaite itadakimasen ka. Would you mind telling Mr. Watanabe that tomorrow's party starts at 6 o'clock? So that's all for this lesson, guys. Make sure to visit manabutextbook.com so you can access more exercises and example sentences about today's lesson. We've also included lecture videos to make it easier for you to understand the contents of our online textbook. 皆さん、今日のレッスンはいかがでしたか? I hope you learned a lot in today's lesson. If you have questions, you can leave a comment below, and also you can follow me on my Instagram account. Please subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our future lessons. Dewa, mata ne. Bye-bye.